Hello everyone and welcome to another update on the market. For today I decided to cover euro versus US dollar. I will speak about the gold market, crude oil, Bitcoin versus US dollar and the dollar index. I will start with the euro versus US dollar first. What I found, this is the hourly time frame, and I found rejection of the strong intraday resistance at the price at 1.0995. You can see here in this rectangle that this whole zone is acting like a strong resistance, and we had another rejection this morning of that same zone. So there is a very good chance for the market to trade lower into the lower edge, let's say in the lower support area here. So we can see 1.0891 and pin bar low at 1.0877. So that's the most likely scenario. Now, speaking of alternative scenarios, we can see, for example, for the rally, from my perspective, in order for something bigger to the upside, I would like to see the breakout of 1.1 level and hold above for potential retest of 1.1078 and even 1.1132. From the other side, as I said, most likely scenario is for market to test the support area. There will be some bigger drop and hold below the support zone, then there is a chance even for the test of 1.0786, 785 mark. Now, speaking of the gold market, we can see here that the key, let's say, short-term resistance is set at the price more like a zone from 2056 and 2063. So market actually rejected from that area and even took the pin bar low yesterday. Here we can see that market traded below the 2024. What happened is that market, the buyers came underneath this low, but since that initial rally was like more vertical, but now market is seems like exhausted in this area here. So there is a potential, one of the scenarios for the market to regain the downside power and eventually retest 2017 or even trade lower into this for example 1996 mark. The scenario for the upside will be that something meaningful to the upside if the market can retake the pin bar high at 2064 and hold above, then there is a chance to retest to 2088. Supply trend line is also intact, so we see that sellers are in control and there is a potential and likely chance for the further downside development. Speaking of the crude oil, so what we have here is that we have the 73.53 like resistance and also 74.10 at this point. So market traded above the pivot high. This was an intraday resistance at 70, let's say at 71 mark, and we can see some mini confluences from the yesterday's downside move. We have the confluence around 71.70 mark. So this is the one confluence, and then we have some supply, like supply bars at this point. So there is a chance, if the sellers will come, that market can rebuild downside, and even though the market will attack this area and then start to rebuild downside. We can also place the trend line work and to project parallel lines here, so we can see trading into the upper, into this extreme. So the downside scenario is likely if we can see the rejection and back into this channeling mode. Anything meaningful to the upside, I would like this rally to hold and that we don't have aggressive back into this range. That will be a sign for the retest of 72.70 or even higher prices. Speaking of the Bitcoin versus US dollar, we can see that we had a re-break of this consolidation. So market sold off, but then we had a big reaction from buyers and alerted about this consolidation, and market had a breakout yesterday, had a breakout of this consolidation. Now after this rally and initial upside move, we will see if the market can hold and have a narrow pullback, and that will be a good sign for potential higher prices towards the 48,000, 49,000. But if the market will, if the sellers will be very active, and if we can see a strong aggressive momentum to the downside, then there is a chance for the rotation back into this range and eventually 41,600 or even 40,150 mark. And speaking of the dollar index, we had very important pivot. We have around 102.70 mark, and if the market can regain this pin bar high at 103.12 and hold above, there is a chance for retest of 104.15. From other side, if market will have another downside move and take the low at 101.90 and hold below, there is a chance for retest of 100.65. That will be everything for this update, guys. Hope that you did enjoy. Have a good trading day and speak to you from tomorrow morning.